This time we're doing Survivor Series 1987, the inaugural, if I can even added an extra G there, but the inaugural Survivor Series event. And the tradition of Thanksgiving shows, with you going through so many territories, which of the territories were really big on forcing you to work Thanksgiving and Christmas for their big shows?
I think I worked San Jose one time for Shires, and I don't know. Oh, yeah, pretty much everybody. I'm in Jacksonville one time. Went up from Tampa, and pretty good. So everybody had a pretty much. We figured, people aren't going to work, so we're trying to steal their dollar here at a wrestling show. So that's probably the around. I remember Florida. I remember Frisco, Northern California. Probably most of the territories had a Thanksgiving special, but that was the first big one. That was one of the first following WrestleMania, one of the first televised pay-per-views.
So one of the big ones, apart from there was Star Wars in Dallas, and then there was obviously Starrcade, and wouldn't you know it, Survivor Series would just happen to run on the exact same day as Starrcade 1987. This was obviously part of the really, the first wars between what would become WCW and the WWF. How aware were you at the time that there was a huge sort of battle between the two companies, especially when they'd run the same city at the same night?
At that point, we weren't really, gone into Atlanta or hadn't gone really a lot into North Carolina, the real strongholds there. It started over Columbus, Ohio, where the Atlanta TV, the TBS, was strong in Columbus, and Jim Barnett was in the New York office, and Atlanta or TBS or NWA, whatever you want to call it, they were starting to run in Columbus, Ohio, and I guess Vince McMahon or somebody senior had considered that infringement on their territory, getting probably too close to Pittsburgh. Possibly, I don't know what they're, because we went down into West Virginia, some of those areas there. So there was a little border. I guess that was the start of the border war there. That was where the lines were drawn in Columbus, Georgia, or Columbus, Ohio, rather. And then, I'm sure, Junior always had the plan. I had to talk about the basic base heel, Valentine, Orndorff, and Slaughter, assembled baby faces and the characters and types, morphing probably into this big merchandising monster that he created, where we would come with warriors and bulldogs and policemen and everything else, later to eventually, to morph into that. But to start the territory, he built the foundation with the real simple type, Greg and Orndorff and people that weren't hard to, mimic.
Were you aware of? Sorry, I'm getting some noises from your end. Is there stuff dropping?
Yeah, my wife's walking around here.
Oh, right, I've got you. Okay, I'll re-ask that. Were you aware,
sneaking spying on me? Thinks I'm down here watching porn.
Well, I mean, with a face this pretty, it might as well.
Yeah, with a smile on my face.
Were you aware when the NWA and you guys would be running Philly, let's say on the same night? Were you aware ticket wars? Who'd sell more tickets and stuff like that, or were you where when WCW NWA would go to? Was it the Nassau Coliseum, Long Island?
Yeah.
They really would start encroaching in New York territory, and was this anything you were aware of when you were in the thick of it?
Aware of, yes. Did it matter? No. As far as we were concerned, we're still on our making our weekly average or our monthly average, and business was doing well, and it was before he bought that WCW and everything else. So it was still the beginnings of the war there before it they grew into something else after I was gone. It was just these were just the initial firings, as would be at the time. So we were aware, and guys would over flare. I mean, we knew those, the flares and those. We knew guys that worked down in Georgia or Florida or come from all those areas. Before they got to New York, everybody had worked, the territory, the country, all the different territories, and it was a territory that I just happened lucky enough to be in New York at the time that they were progressing and going like that.